Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored this week by Spiegel Law PC, 5168-731-683. Let us solve your problems. And by Tiffany Dry Cleaners, pickup and delivery in West Hempstead and surrounding communities, 718-309-5222. And by I&D Glot Market, 327 Hempstead Avenue. For all of your shopping needs, particularly with Passover coming up, do go ahead and shop there. Here are your hosts filling in for Dave this week. We have Adam with Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
Welcome, Dan.
Last week I was Norm's stunt double, and now I'm Dave's stunt double.
Thank God. Well, the elephant not in the room is Dave. Obviously, we'd like to welcome you to the show, Adam. But Dave, our condolences on the loss of your mother-in-law. It's really always a tragedy for a family to have to go through something like that. We hope to see you back here next week. The big story for the week is the Eclipse. So I was at the high school for the Eclipse. It was pretty spectacular. The kids were getting into it. Some were, some were not. The science teachers certainly were, but it followed a problem with lockout. They had the school actually locked down for a period of time. There was some kind of a hoax, probably on social media, that caused a stir. But that went away pretty quickly, and everybody came out to the football field, and we've got some video on our website.
So how was your experience of it, Adam? You
I watched it on CNN.
Okay.
Yeah, I was working. I had
Did you get to see any?
No, I got to see plenty just on TV, and it looked fabulous from all the different places in Mexico and around the country, upstate New York, Niagara Falls. I didn't have a chance to go outside. But looked fabulous, and hopefully I'll be around for the next one in 20 years, and I'll have time to get the little glasses.
There you go. Well, I went out in my backyard. We had a pretty good show. I did not feel like driving 7 hours each direction for totality, but it wasn't bad from the backyard. So.
Totality was pretty cool. When you're looking at it on TV in Mexico, I mean, it was amazing. People went nuts when it went black outside. Like to see it in about 400 years. I think there's the next one that's coming around. So
there we go.
If I'm here, I'll be seeing it. My grandson said to me, Dad, I'm going to be dead. I said, yeah, but I'll be sitting next to you. Anyway.
Do the Bonnie Tyler music.
The school board had an open meeting this week, and the budget's always a big issue for this town. It can get pretty ugly from time to time, but I think this week it got pretty over the edge. Adam, you were there.
Yeah, I was at the meeting. Judging from the past 2 years, things do tend to get heated. Probably no exception this year. Of course, the budget vote will be on May 16th. Yesterday's meeting was just a discussion of the budget, which has been changed somewhat. Now we're looking at a 2.3% increase in the tax levy, which they insist is reasonable compared to other districts across the country. The next event will be the vote of the school board on April 16th, followed by a general hearing on May 7th about the budget. The town residents will vote on the budget on the 16th.
Adam, was there any, you said 2.3% raise. What was the total that they're quoting at this point?
Well, the total budget is a $77 million budget, and I believe the total amount of the increase collectively will be about $1.2 million to be distributed among all the taxpayers.
Okay. So
do we have an understanding of where all the money's coming from? Is it coming from a reserve?
Well, the big problem, as you see in our story online, is that the state funding is still unclear. So this is a draft. It's a preliminary budget. It's very difficult to project when you don't know what the state aid will be. So that's causing a lot of aggravation, I'm sure, for the school board members as they try to lock down the exact amount of the budget.
Right, it's a problem for all the state. I mean, every school board is dealing with the same thing.
The state budget is overdue.
Way overdue.
But the overall theme of the meeting, as summarized at the end by Karen Brougham, is that we really should try to be on the same side, have our differences, but live together as a community. It's become very divisive over the last few years, and there was a little bit of back and forth between the trustees on different issues. Hopefully everybody will have the best interests of the community in mind. One thing that was concerning to me that came up in the meeting, and I've heard this before, is they mentioned about some of the local businesses that were for-profit businesses that have now become religious institutions, and those businesses, of course, no longer pay taxes. This was mentioned in a very negative way. And it was concerning to me because in the bigger picture of things, what really builds a community, what really builds a town is religious institutions, whether it's a church, a mosque, or a synagogue. Go into any town, everybody's got a church. It builds a sense of community. It brings people into the community. It makes people very cohesive. It makes generations of people want to. I speak to children who grew up here, who are adults now raising their own families. More and more people come into the community because of these religious communities. And just because these institutions aren't themselves paying tax, a lot more people are coming in, driving the cost of houses up, When people sell their houses, they'll get a much better return on their investment. And collectively, more people are improving their homes, larger families are building homes. So collectively, these religious communities do have a benefit for the town. The suggestion was actually made to start taxing religious institutions, which will never happen. And there's a request in these meetings to talk about realistic solutions. The idea of taxing religious institutions, no politician would ever go near a proposal like that in this town or in the state or Congress, ever. So that's not a realistic solution, but it's also not right, because just as these for-profit developments come into town and they're given a tax break, and it's assumed they're going to bring a lot of investment in town, bring more people into the town who are going to spend more money and pay more taxes. These religious institutions do bring more people in, they spend more money, they buy houses, and they stay here and they build the community, and they should be seen as such.
And let's be very clear about the Hebrew Day schools. We are all paying full school taxes.
Right.
Whether you send your kid to public school or private school, there is a full burden of carrying the Board of Education for every single citizen, whether you're a private citizen or public. So I think that's something that needs to be made clear.
The people who run that particular building are paying property tax on that building. It's still an economic engine in the community. People are coming into the community, they're living here, they're building homes and building lives here in the community because those institutions are here.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange thing, actually, to be raising, because to the best of my knowledge, the only building that's been taken over is the Pompeii restaurant, that's it. I don't know what there's like some mass takeover. But Hank's had its...
The landscaping business that Hank is expanding onto is a second one. But there's also a lot of storefronts apparently that have turned into churches around here. But I would venture to say that nobody's ever moved into West Hempstead to be closer to the Pompeii catering hall. But you can't say that with the synagogue that's now there. Okay, the cost of a house that's in walking distance of that building is probably going up, and the people who live there are probably very grateful.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing. You know what? Let's take a commercial break, and we'll carry on after.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shot.
We're back. So street paving is continuing. Everybody got that street paved?
Not mine yet.
Not yet.
The last street in West Hempstead.
How's that possible?
I'm like, they're going around in a circle. I'll be the point in the middle.
Wait a second. Did you pay your taxes?
Well, I assume I did and my neighbors did, but
clearly somebody on your block's not paying.
I don't know if that's the reason, but we'll be very happy to see those. We'll have a cold lemonade for them when they come down the block.
There you go.
Well, there's a lot of controversy going on in social media. I'm not big on social media, but all I hear about is talk about social media speaking about Bagel Town. Some love it, some don't love it. Your thoughts on it?
I patronize the bagel store like everybody else. I don't know about some of the issues that people are talking about. You can always have dissatisfied customers. It's unfortunate when people have issues when they take to social media rather than talking to the owner directly and trying to address the problem, which I see people talking about. That I did talk to the owner, but then you posted on social media about it anyway. So
and they're very open to recommendations. They want to succeed, and they have been reaching out to the community. So I don't really get it at all. I love their bagels.
Because people have too much free time, and because fights like this going on apparently the worst thing we should be dealing with here in West Hempstead is bagel issues.
There's a level 2 bagel crisis happening in this town because we have 2 out of 3 bagel stores out of commission. So hopefully this will be resolved. Maybe we can get some federal aid, a task force involved.
Well, when Bagel Craft comes back, we can have the Bagel Wars again. So that'll be something to look forward to.
Well, anyway, to say you can't have everything except on a bagel.
Well, we do have a street fair to look forward to. The street fair is this coming Sunday at April 14th. It is on Nassau Boulevard, and it starts at 10 a.m. Goes to 5 o'clock. Lots of stuff, lots of food, stuff for kids, a mobile stage.
Free ice cream for the kids.
Free ice cream? I didn't see that.
For the first 500 kids under the age of 12.
That's of no use to me.
Hopefully it won't be the same kids getting back online.
Well, if we're going by mental age, I mean.
All right, thanks for joining us. That wraps it up for this week. Please join us again next week when hopefully Dave will be back with us, and we look forward to having him here.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you would like to sponsor our program, much like Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and I&D Glot Market, please reach out to us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.
Shop at I&D Glot. We have everything for you for Pesach. Fully lines of groceries, meat and chicken department, fresh produce, and the best takeout for the holiday. All the matzah in the world you need Shmura, from Israel, from Canada, from Brooklyn, just kidding. We have the best prices for Passover. And of course, we extended our hours for your convenience to come and shop here. I wish all of my customers a happy Chag Kasher v'Sameach for you and your family, for my and Glat families.